In 100 years, airplanes have evolved from small and light devices driven by propellers to massive machines that catapulted thousands of feet into the air by turbofan jet engines. But which of these technical wonders is the world's biggest aircraft? So in today's video, we are going to look at the biggest airplanes in the world. Stay tuned till the end of the video to learn all about them. Number 10. Aerospatiale SuperGuppy. The SuperGuppy is a predator, although a guppy may be a prey. Every organization in the world has retired the bloated aircraft, with the exception of NASA. The wide guppy is ideal, according to the U.S. Space Agency, for moving rocket and spacecraft parts. A Boeing C-97 Stratofighter's expanded fuselage was used to build the first SuperGuppy, which made its first flight in 1965. The SuperGuppy will continue to confound people in the sky as long as NASA still has a use for it. NASA adores the SuperGuppy, which has mostly been supplemented by the Airbus Beluga for the delivery of enormous and oddly shaped cargo. Number 9. Stratolaunch. This massive double fuselage plane has the world's longest wingspan, an incredible 117 meters. The closest behind this was the AN124 at 88.4 meters. It was intended to transport a rocket weighing up to 250 tons between its fuselages for launch into space. The 747-400 serves as the basis for most of the technology, including its 6 engines. The 2 fuselages are each 73 meters long, and the pilots sit in the cockpit on the right side. The left side is not pressurized and is just utilized for equipment. The initiative has had delays, most notably following death of its originator, Paul Allen, in 2018. Cerebras Capital Management, the aircraft's new owner, opted to repurpose it into a launch platform for reusable hypersonic flight research vehicles. The Stratolaunch soared again in April 2021, 2 years after its debut flight. The 6th test flight of the aircraft was recently halted due to an unexpected test result. Number 8. Hughes H4 Hercules. The Hughes H4 Hercules was one of the biggest airplanes ever built, yet it was only a prototype. It is a flying boat transport that was built for usage during World War II. It can transport 750 troops or 2 30-ton M4 tanks. However, it did not take to the skies until 1947, after the war was over. It boasts the world's 2nd greatest wingspan and is powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney engines. It features a wooden fuselage to preserve metals during the war years, hence the name Spruce Goose. The only prototype flew test flights but never saw service. It is still maintained and shown at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in Oregon in the United States. Number 7. Boeing Dreamlifter. Boeing's Dreamlifter is a modified fuselage transporter. The fuselage is based on an extended 747-400 featuring an unusual tail swing door allowing full access to the fuselage. It was built to transport Boeing 787 parts from suppliers in Italy and Japan to final assembly facilities in Washington and South Carolina. The first Dreamlifter entered service in 2007, and there are currently 4 in service. It is a large aircraft, however, and is outperformed by others in terms of statistics. In terms of fuselage volume, it trails the Beluga XL. While it is longer than the Beluga XL and 747-400, it is surpassed by the 747-8. Its 4-engine 747 base has a substantially larger payload than the Beluga XL, but less than half the capacity of the AN124 while it was still in service. Number 6. Airbus Beluga XL. The Beluga XL is technically not an aircraft type, but rather a modification of the Airbus A380. As a result, some may debate whether it belongs on such a list. However, it is one of the largest planes you will see flying on a daily basis. It is the largest in terms of volume. The fuselage volume is 2,209 cubic meters. In comparison, Boeing's Dreamlifter has a volume of 1,840 cubic meters. Airbus has always divided aircraft production across many locations. To compete with Boeing, it was founded in cooperation with numerous European manufacturers. The Beluga XL and its predecessor, the Beluga, were designed by Airbus to deliver airplane components. The Beluga was introduced in 1995, based on the A300 airframe and used mainly an A340 construction. In early 2000, the Beluga XL, based on the A330-200, was introduced. Its increased size was required for bigger A350 components. Number 5. Lockheed C5 Galaxy. Continuing with the large transport aircraft, the C5 Galaxy ranks high in terms of size and cargo. It is a military transporter aircraft constructed by Lockheed in the United States that entered service in 1970. It was modeled after earlier successful transport, such as the C-130 Hercules, but required to be larger. It is larger than both the A380 and the AN124, measuring just over 75 meters in length. It has a cargo capacity of 127 tons and in-flight refueling for extended range. It is still in active service with the U.S. Air Force, despite the fact that other bigger cargo planes have replaced it. The Boeing C-17 Globemaster is a prime example. It is large, but not as large as the C-5. Interestingly, Lockheed was also looking for a bigger successor. The VLST, Very Large Subsonic Transport, concept was presented in the 1990s but never realized. A passenger version would feature 2 decks, 4 aisles, and seating for up to 900 people. Number 4. Antonov AN124. Unfortunately, the Antonov AN225 Moriah is no longer the biggest Antonov aircraft in service. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the shelling of Gostomel Airport on the first day of the war, the Ukrainian 6-engine Dream cargo-only plane rests among the ruins outside of Kyiv. The AN124, produced by the same company, is smaller than the AN225, but one of the largest commercially constructed freighters. It first flew in 1982, and 55 aircraft were produced. It was the heaviest commercially built aircraft until the 747-8 has arrived. According to statistics from chaviation.com, 22 AN124 aircrafts are currently operational as of August 2022. Most are flown by the Russian Air Force, while others are operated by the Russian freight specialist Volga Dnipro. Antonov Airlines of Ukraine still operates 5 freighters, while Maximus Air Cargo of the UAE operates 1. Number 3. Airbus A380. By passenger capacity, volume, weight, and wingspan, the A380 is the biggest passenger airplane ever built. However, the Boeing 747-8 and the future Boeing 777-9 are longer. It has a maximum passenger capacity of 853, however, airlines often operate it with 400 to 550 seats. Such a great capacity displays a world-class engineering marvel. However, for most airlines, it has not worked out well as promised. Emirates is an exception, having made a success of the Super Jumbo with a hub-based approach, while other carriers have failed. The increased capability of the twin-engine aircraft, as well as the change away from hub-and-spoke operations in favor of point-to-point operations, harmed the aircraft's potential. Several airlines' fates were sealed as a result of the 2020 events. However, with the increase in air travel demand, many of those who advocated for the double-decker's early retirement have brought them back into service. Unfortunately, with the rising number of retirees, it is struggling to find new use. Only High Fly acquired a used aircraft for charter usage, but even that airline has already decommissioned it. Its cargo market potential is restricted by its design, and while it would make a great private aircraft or VIP transport, its size and constraints have so far prevented this from occurring. Number 2. Boeing 747-8. Another extremely large passenger jet is, of course, the Boeing 747. The newest 747-8 is the biggest variant available. However, its maximum capacity of 605. It also has a substantially lower wingspan than the Super Jumbo, 68.4 meters against 79.95 meters, which increases the number of airports where it can fly. The 747 was the biggest passenger aircraft operating until the A380. This has been its defining feature since its inception in 1968. It was created in partnership with Pan American Worldwide Airways, or Pan Am. The airlines had found success with the Boeing 707 and sought to expand on it with a new aircraft that was more than twice the size. It was initially intended to have a full-length top deck, but this could not be accommodated due to safety concerns. Number 1. Boeing 777-9. Because test planes are present in the air, it seems reasonable to add Boeing's independent 777X. At a little over 76 meters, the biggest type will be one of the longest passenger airplanes ever launched. It will also have a normal capacity of up to 426 passengers, which is comparable to the 747-8. The new GE9X engines are the biggest and most powerful commercial engines ever developed, measuring bigger than the fuselage of the 737. The 777X will usher in a new age of high-capacity, high-efficiency twins. Larger four-engine commercial planes are unlikely to appear for some years. Still, Boom Supersonic has redesigned its next Overture as a quad-jet, so there may be further breakthroughs in this area. The 777X will not be used by airlines for some time. Development has been pushed back due to engine troubles and structural testing challenges. Production delays have also occurred as a result of the pandemic slowing. Orders totaled 382 aircraft as of August 2022. Qatar Airways presently intends to take delivery of its first aircraft in 2025, while the carrier is hopeful that Boeing would bring the timetable ahead. Emirates is the model's largest customer, with 150 units on order. Which of these big airplanes is your favorite? Leave your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. That'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you get updated whenever we upload any new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.